Hey everyone, Brian and Jeff with WorkshopAddict.com, and we're going to take a look at the new Metabo HPT half-inch 36-volt cordless impact wrench, model number WR36DBQ4. Now we've had this around in a few different shops. We wanted to get a lot of people's feel for the tool. What did you think when you first picked it up?
And it's not only me, it's everybody that used it. The first thing they said was, man, this thing's heavy.
It is, and it's 8.8 pounds. That doesn't sound like it's a lot heavier than the other ones.
But like I was saying earlier, is it actually heavier, or is it the feel of it? Because guys with big hands, you're not going to like the grip of it. That
is something that has shown its face to a lot of people. We'll hand it to them and they'll be like, oh, this is great, feels good. And then you give it to a guy who's a little bit larger and he's not happy.
No, it's just a little short, so your hand gets bunched up, and which might make it feel heavier or bulky just because it doesn't fit your hand well.
When you measure it, it's not that far off from the Milwaukee.
No.
It just has just a touch different of a grip that makes it feel tight. And it took me a little bit to get used to it. And you're right, it is a bulkier machine. This model here reminds me a lot of the Makita. Very heavy on top, very bulky around. And that led us down a road to what's this really meant and built for? Who is Metabo HPT's market on this guy?
In our thoughts, we were thinking it's more along the lines of the construction field.
And when we took it over to our buddies who work in excavating, they seen a lot of things in this unit that would have helped them out in use in construction. I think that's where Metabo HPT's taken this. Yes, it's an impact wrench. It can be used in automotive. Is that their main focus, like Ingersoll Rand? No.
I think their main focus is broader focus.
Yeah, they're looking construction field. This guy has an IP56 rating, so it can get hit with a water jet for 3 minutes. It's not going to let water inside. It's got dust protection. And if you're working in construction and you got to get down and tighten some bolts or nuts in an area where there is some water, which our friends had to do, works great.
All right.
They killed one of their Milwaukees using it in water.
And that was only submersing the front half.
But you're getting splashing everywhere. Water's getting inside, sand's getting inside, where this unit would have lived through it. So if you're in construction, this is probably something to look at. If you're like us and in automotive, it doesn't really fit our fancy.
Well, just because, I mean, we've got bigger hands.
Hand size.
It doesn't fit our hands as well.
Weight.
Not saying it's not a kick-ass powerful impact wrench.
We're just throwing it out there as to, if you're like us,
grab a hold of it before you buy it.
Yeah. So beyond that, when we were looking at it, it's got 4 modes on it. And you hit the trigger on the bottom and you're allowed to change modes. It's got what looks like a tornado going up, and that allows you to choose between your modes. Pretty simple. Out in the sun, it's a little bit hard to see and it's small.
And the battery light's a little hard to see in the sun also.
I think
that goes hand in hand with all of them.
You can also turn your front LED light so that it's never on. It's always on just with the trigger. And it's kind of nice to have that situation. The lighting on that, more I think construction.
Yeah, it's functional when you're going to what you're working on. It's putting the light there, and once you get there, it's not gone, it's kind of around it.
Right. The one thing I absolutely love about what Metabo HPT is doing with their marketing is they're telling you the truth about the foot-pounds of torque. They're telling you flat off the bat, this has got a max of 775 foot-pounds tightening, and they call it 1,218 foot-pounds nut busting. We all know that nut busting is not real world.
Right.
So you're going to be looking at an 800 foot-pound unit here. We did some testing with some scraper blades that weren't that old, and it was able to remove those nuts, no issue. It screwed the nuts up. It was a nightmare. Shouldn't have done it. But either way, it did have some power. It does have a lower RPM of 1,500, and I don't think that's a big deal. It just feels different for an automotive guy. It's not just zipping things off. It's got a
Right.
great hammer. It's just not woo.
It's slow compared to the other ones.
And it's only slow by 250 RPMs, but it's very noticeable.
But if, like your iron worker guys that are trying to plumb up beams and stuff, you might want something a little bit slower.
I think that that's probably exactly where you're going. Somebody who's working in that construction field, who wants a little bit bigger machine, something that, you're not, all the automotive guys, they grab and put a rubber protective coating over these things, right? This guy's got it in the front, it's got it on the side, it's got it in the back already. It's set up for that. It's set up to be what it's going to be. Being the multi-volt, it is 36 volt. You're not going to go backwards to the 18 volt. And that means you can also use it corded if you'd like. I love this box. I wish it was we always, airing of the grievances of the box. We always wish that this had rubber over a little more durable, a little more of this. Love the idea. I don't see that unless you're in a factory and you're using this constantly, that you would have it corded. It's a perfect cordless tool, but I guess one could if they were sitting in one spot. Again, up to you guys, not us. Other than that, I dig what they're doing. It's just not in our field.
Like I said, it's definitely a good impact wrench. It just doesn't fit us.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not gonna fit you.
It might, if you're in construction, this is it. The IP56 alone for construction, for that wet weather, and although in the instructions they say don't leave it out in the rain, but we all know that's going to happen, and it's better than any of your other two here.
Right.
This guy's purely automotive based. Ingersoll Rand does not market to construction. Will it do everything in construction? Sure.
Yeah.
But it's designed a little bit different. Like we said here, this is designed for construction. It'll do everything in automotive, but it just isn't.
Yeah, don't let us steer you into this is solely for the construction field.
No.
It'll do anything.
So some of our testing outside in, just messing around with some bolts on some semis, it did great. Everything was good. It was a little bit harder to get inside the wheel due to its shape.
Yeah,
but
it's a little bigger body-wise, but you throw an extension on it.
We didn't. At that point, we were just
You're still
outside
able
in
to
the
get
cold, and we just moved it around and got it in there. It was awkward, but it did a great job.
320 foot-pounds,
That
no
was
problem.
nothing. Yeah.
So
It was well beyond what was needed for that application. I do have a test that we're going to try, and this could be a complete failure. But we're going to try something and tighten something up with this, and then we're going to hit it with the Milwaukee, and then we're going to hit it with the Ingersoll Rand and see if anything changes. So this could be a complete failure, but we're going to try it and give you guys an idea what happens. Ready?
okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we have a bolt stuck in our vise, basically some washers here. We're going to tighten it down with the Metabo HPT and do what we always tell you not to do. We're sorry, we don't have a impact rated socket that size. And we have an adapter on there. But it's going to be fair all the way across the board for all three. We're going to put a piece of tape on, try to make it so we can see what moves. Hit it. Good. Here you go. Switch her over. Okay, tape. This may or may not work, guys, but we have a lot of stuff going here, and this is the best idea that we have to see if this moves. See if you can tighten it. Not with your hand. Move, at least put it up. Go ahead. It died.
Timed out.
Oh, we got it on auto.
It's on 4.
Try it there. So that worked. We did get farther. I don't know how much. We don't.
Quarter inch.
Non-scientific here, guys. Go ahead. Do this again over here.
Non-scientific.
I don't see this as somebody's lab process to figuring out that. See you again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep. Okay. It did move. So slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
30-second.
Yeah, so power-wise, obviously the other two are a bit more powerful. Okay, comments below, hate on the test, don't care. The only point in that test was just to say how powerful is it compared to the other two that we had sitting here. And did we prove much? No, other than the fact that, yeah, the other ones put a little more on it. And it wasn't a test on who did what, how did we do it, just the fact that one of the two other ones put some more on it. It's hard.
But you can tell it wasn't much more.
No.
You know, so comparing this to this to this, whatever, they're all right in the ballpark.
Somewhat. Obviously, these are rated much higher than this one is. So we would expect them to come out and do it. It's just hard in the tool world. We all look at who's got the biggest, who's got the baddest, and who's the best tool to go with, and Milwaukee rocks, and Ingersoll Rand's the best thing, Mac, Snap-on. We hear all these names, and realistically, the cool thing about this tool that stands out to me, it's got a lifetime warranty on the tool. That's nice. And if you work in water,
The rating?
that's
is-
awesome.
Yeah.
The IP56 is great. So no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, it comes down to the right tool for the right job,
For the right person.
the right person. And if you work in wet conditions, this is probably going to be where you might want to be. If you work in automotive, you got two other choices, but we both, if you got big hands, try this guy out.
Yeah.
This guy really fits us well, just because we have larger hands. Now, the Milwaukee is probably one of our go-tos most of the time, but when you compare even the Milwaukee to this, I still like the grip of the Ingersoll Rand.
And we haven't had this one that long, so you might start going to that more.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We are going to ship this guy off to a construction field, and we're going to bring it back in 6-8 months after Craig's done with it. And we're going to see what it looks like and how it's lived through some of this winter wet mud weather. So we'll try to bring that back to you guys. We appreciate you sticking with us through this video. It's always fun trying to show you different things that we're looking at in the shop. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.